10. The Dalai Lama. Dorje Shugden, a spirit from Tibetan folklore, has intrigued followers since the 17th century with its mystical and contentious backstory. This intrigue deepened in modern times through the global spread of Shugden teachings by Kelsang Gyatso, a dissenting monk. His followers provocatively allege that the Dalai Lama, revered Buddhist figure, is actually a covert Muslim and a theocratic dictator with Nazi sympathies. They based this claim on the premise that the Dalai Lama has never explicitly declared his Buddhist faith and originate his lineage from Taxur, a village with a Muslim populace. In their narrative, titled The False Dalai Lama, the worst dictator in the world, they question the Dalai Lama's Buddhist credentials and label him the saffron-robed Muslim. However, the credibility of these assertions is highly questionable, reliant on anonymous and elusive sources. Furthermore, the controversy extends to the Gelug sect, a dominant force in Tibetan Buddhism, accused of fostering a supremacy ideology over Tibet's other Buddhist schools. This has perpetuated sectarian conflicts that have historically plagued Tibet. Despite their critiques of the Dalai Lama's supposed authoritarianism, the Gelug sect imposes its own strictures, forbidding members from engaging with non-endorsed texts and echoing the exclusivist tactics of the controversial Western Shugden Society, often likened to the infamous Westboro Baptist Church. Despite claiming to represent Buddhist values, their actions suggest a politically motivated agenda, subtly supported by the Chinese government and predominantly championed by Western followers. This complex interplay of religion, politics, and cultural biases highlights the profound divisions and the contentious nature of religious identity in global contexts. 9. Thomas Jefferson. President Thomas Jefferson's progressive stance on religious freedom was radical in the late 18th century and sparked significant controversy among Protestant communities. In 1779, Jefferson, alongside James Madison, introduced the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom, commencing with the acknowledgement that Almighty God hath created the mind free. This phrase itself stirred debate, as Christian legislators pushed to substitute Almighty God with Jesus Christ, a motion that was decisively rejected. Jefferson interpreted the outcome as a broad declaration that the law should shield all beliefs, including those of Jews, Muslims, Hindus, and even those without faith. Despite likely harboring reservations about Islam, Jefferson championed the idea that religious belief should not determine one's civil rights within the Commonwealth. This inclusive vision was met with suspicion and hostility, particularly among many Protestant Christians who feared it might enable the encroachment of foreign ideologies. Critics often equated Jefferson's deism with Islam due to their shared monotheism. The Connecticut Courant even voiced uncertainty over Jefferson's exact beliefs, questioning whether he adhered to any known faith. Historian Denise Spellberg notes that these circumstances led to Jefferson becoming the first American political figure wrongly accused of being Muslim, an allegation meant as a severe denunciation by his Protestant contemporaries. 8. Prince Charles. In a 1997 feature, the Middle East Quarterly discussed the intriguing notion that Prince Charles might secretly practice Islam, stemming from his public commendations of Islamic institutions and societal roles, as well as his admiration for Islamic solutions to British societal issues. The narrative delved into his affirmative actions towards Islamic governments and his initiative in establishing a council of esteemed advisors on Islamic culture. The piece ominously speculated on how his profound affinity for Islam might herald a transformative era for the British monarchy. This perspective gained further momentum following his 2003 visit to Oman, where he notably participated in iftar, immersing himself in the rituals with a diverse group. Critics who oppose Islam interpreted the prince's fascination as an endorsement of restrictive, outdated ideologies. Contrasting these views, the Catholic Herald recalled Queen Victoria's gesture of gifting a Quran to the newly built mosque in Woking in 1889, suggesting a long-standing royal affinity towards Islamic culture. The Religion News Service, however, dismissed the controversy as an overblown response to the prince's simple cultural interest, further noting the royal family's ancestral ties to Islamic lineage through historic royal marriages. 7. Neil Armstrong. An urban legend within the Islamic community tells a captivating tale where Apollo astronauts, including Neil Armstrong, supposedly encountered a mysterious language on the moon. This saga continued as Armstrong reportedly recognized these sounds during a visit to Egypt, identified to him then as the Islamic call to prayer. Enthralled, so the story goes, he converted to Islam on the spot. Yet, Armstrong himself has refuted such claims, and no evidence from the moon landing audio supports this narrative. The U.S. State Department reinforced his stance, asserting Armstrong's respect for all religions but confirming he did not convert. Moreover, a religious decree from Sheikh Muhammad Salih al-Munajjid pointedly remarks that if Armstrong had genuinely embraced Islam, his conversion would mirror that of Yusuf Islam, who actively engaged with the Muslim community, unlike Armstrong, whose public interactions tell a different story. This distinction highlights a clear line between whimsical tales and verifiable truths. 6. Paul Ryan and Anthony Weiner. In the kaleidoscope of American politics, accusations often transcend the boundaries of truth and veer into the absurd. For years, President Barack Obama weathered baseless claims about his faith and ideology, ranging from being labeled a Muslim to being accused of being a communist and even a Nazi. Such unfounded allegations are not confined to one party. For instance, when Republican Paul Ryan grew a beard in 2015, some on Twitter and elements of the right-wing media dubbed it a Muslim beard, igniting ridiculous rumors of his conversion to Islam. This notion even sparked a humorous exchange with President Obama, illustrating the preposterous level of political discourse. The absurdity escalated with accusations toward other political figures, like Anthony Weiner, who was subjected to speculation about converting to Islam due to his marriage to Huma Abedin, a woman of Saudi descent linked by conspiracy theorists to extremist groups. These allegations, aiming to create scandal, ignore the baseless nature of the claims and the Islamophobic undertones driving them. Even respected outlets like Fox News have aired such conspiracies, particularly about Abedin's alleged connections influencing her role with Hillary Clinton, despite her holding a high-security clearance. These conspiracy theories, while sensational, only serve to distract from meaningful political discourse and are rooted in deep-seated prejudices rather than factual evidence. They undermine the very fabric of our democratic dialogue, turning potential policy debates into a circus of unfounded accusations. 5. Michael Jackson. In 2008, The Sun, a UK tabloid, published a controversial story alleging that Michael Jackson had embraced Islam during a private ceremony at a friend's residence, donned in traditional Arab attire. According to the report, the conversion was presided over by an imam, with notable figures like Canadian songwriter Dawood Warnsby and British singer Yusuf Islam witnessing the event. The article claimed Jackson adopted the name Mikhail after initially dismissing the name Mustafa. However, this narrative was riddled with inconsistencies and lacked concrete evidence. The described conversion ceremony bore no resemblance to authentic Islamic practices, a fact confirmed by both Warnsby and Yusuf Islam, who denied any participation in such an event. Despite the absence of credible proof, the rumor gained traction online, fueled by videos and edited clips that purportedly linked Jackson to Islamic traditions. Notably, a video featuring the Islamic phrase Inshallah was misleadingly presented as evidence, despite its commonplace use among various religious groups in Tunisia, the context in which Jackson originally used the term. Further dubious claims included Jackson's attire in Bahrain and outrageous assertions regarding posthumous examinations of his brain for Islamic memories. Such examples highlight the lengths to which speculations were stretched, demonstrating a clear disconnect from verified facts.
4. Jacques Cousteau.
Amidst swirling rumors, the legendary French oceanographer Jacques Cousteau was said to have embraced Islam following his remarkable discovery of two distinct water layers in the Strait of Gibraltar, a phenomenon modern science struggled to explain but was already noted in the Quran over 1,400 years ago. This was not an isolated incident. Similar scientific observations were made by German scientists at Bab el-Mandeb, where they detected separate water layers linking the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea. Anecdotal evidence suggests that Cousteau, inspired by an Islamic friend, profoundly acknowledged the Quran's foresight into natural phenomena, reportedly stating, "I swear, The Quran, which predates modern science by centuries, could not possibly be the word of a mere human. It is, indeed, the divine speech of the Almighty. I am eternally grateful for having my eyes open to the truth. These reflections are echoed in the Quranic verses that speak of the divine orchestration of the world's waters, delineating them with imperceptible barriers humans cannot breach. Despite these compelling stories, the Cousteau Foundation and his family have consistently refuted any claims of his conversion, noting that Cousteau was accorded a Roman Catholic funeral upon his death in 1997. The attributed quotes, lacking verifiable backing, appear to originate solely from a Turkish publication series advocating Islamic conversion, which does not stand up to scholarly scrutiny. 3. John Brennan. When President Obama appointed John Brennan as the CIA director, the decision was met with skepticism, partly due to Brennan's involvement in drone operations. Compounding the controversy, a peculiar conspiracy theory surfaced, propagated by former FBI agent John Guandolo, a man dismissed from the Bureau under questionable circumstances, who suggested that Brennan had covertly embraced Islam during his tenure in Saudi Arabia. This baseless claim was primarily supported by Brennan's public admiration for the majesty of the Hajj, leading to its rapid dissemination among extremist circles, with figures like Glenn Beck deeming it plausible. Yet, Muslim organizations, critical of Brennan for drone-related civilian casualties, dismissed these allegations, citing a lack of any corroborative evidence. The debate took another twist when Brennan chose to be sworn in on the U.S. Constitution instead of the Bible, a move that Snopes clarified as more indicative of a non-religious stance than any secret conversion, challenging the feasibility of such a conversion remaining undetected by the extensive American intelligence apparatus. 2. Princess Diana. In The Diana Chronicles, Tina Brown explores the profound impact of Princess Diana's relationship with Pakistani heart surgeon Hasnat Khan, suggesting Diana even contemplated converting to Islam. Brown describes how the aroma of burning joss sticks permeated Diana's Kensington Palace apartment, signifying the depth of their connection. However, their romance faced challenges, notably from Khan's mother, who was taken aback at the thought of her son marrying outside their faith. While the authenticity of these accounts remains uncertain, they echo themes popular among conspiracy theorists. Diana's subsequent relationship with Egyptian Imad Mohammed Al-Fayed, Dodi, intensified these rumors, particularly after her tragic death in 1997. Speculations ran wild in Egypt, with some believing she was eliminated by British intelligence to thwart her marriage to Al-Fayed and the potential of a Muslim stepfather to the future British king. Titles like Did She Die a Muslim? And Diana's Conversion to Islam surged in popularity, reflecting a voracious public interest. Headlines like Recite the Fatiha for the Soul of Diana and Murder was the easiest solution for the British government to deal with a Muslim princess mirrored these sentiments. Mohammed Al-Fayed, Dodi's father and a staunch advocate of this theory, alleged that Diana was pregnant and that the royal family could not accept the possibility of Prince William having a half-Muslim sibling, leading to claims that Prince Philip orchestrated her death, with potential involvement from Tony Blair, the CIA, and Diana's older sister.
1. Adolf Hitler.
Albert Speer's memoirs reveal Adolf Hitler's intriguing view that the German populace embraced an incorrect faith, favoring Islam, which he regarded as the religion of men. This belief was rooted in Islam's emphasis on hygiene and its portrayal of a warrior's paradise, qualities he found lacking in Christianity, which he disparaged as tainted by Jewish filth and hindered by priestly nonsense. Hitler admired the martial spirit of Islam, lamenting that a different outcome at the Battle of Tours might have aligned Germany with Islamic principles, celebrating bold, heroic values. It's noted that the Nazis sought to enlist Muslims, finding common ground in their mutual disdain for liberal democracy, communism, and Jews. Yet, any claim of Hitler converting to Islam lacks credible evidence and is primarily perpetuated by extremist fringes. The controversy over Hitler's religious stance was highlighted in a 2012 debate, where it was argued he remained a Catholic in name but atheist in belief, manipulating religious tenets to suit his secular, nationalistic agenda. The notion of him adopting Islam contradicts the established character and documented historical facts. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more content. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends. We appreciate your support. Bye.